Nobody in the Velari Empire feared humans, not anymore. Not after the conquest fleets swept across Earth, crushing armies, vaporizing cities, and turning blue skies black. Alien worlds celebrated. New colonies rose from the ashes of old Earth. And the Velari nobles feasted on stories of human defeat. The few survivors were forced into labor camps or scattered across conquered worlds. Earth's defenders fought hard, but the outcome seemed inevitable. The Council's war hive, bristling with plasma lances and shielded by the best technology in the galaxy, had never lost a war. The High Commander himself declared the campaign a final lesson for these primitive creatures. She was resourceful, quiet, and stubborn in a way that drove both her people and her enemies mad. Her right hand was an old Marine named Marcus, who had survived the first wave of orbital strikes by hiding in a hospital's basement. Their new command ship, the Crown of Velari, is orbiting right now. Think they've beaten us because they never understood us. They rule with power. We survive with heart. Tonight we show them what it means to be human. Every screen is flashing with the Emperor's speech. They want us to surrender or be erased. The youngest was Teo, an orphaned coder who could coax secrets from any piece of alien tech. Marcus gathered survivors from a dozen hidden groups, drawing them toward the old stadium where Velari troops now rested, sure of their coming victory. For 2 years, the Empire broadcast its victory across the stars. "We are more than what they see," she told them. "We are millions of stories. It took our world, but not our spirit." Yet in the shadows and ruins, the last spark of human resistance burned on. "You can conquer our world, but not our hearts. We will never be your slaves. We'll never forget who we are, and tonight we take back our future." The city's lights suddenly blazed to life for the first time in years. Screens everywhere flickered, not with Velari propaganda, but with images of Earth before the war. Blue oceans, golden fields, children laughing, families gathered around small fires. As the Empire's forces advanced, they found their sensors jamming, their supply drones crashing, their troops boxed in by controlled detonations and clever ambushes. They called themselves the Scattered Fighters, hackers, farmers, old women, and even children. She'd known this day would come. The Empire couldn't tolerate even a rumor of resistance, not after all their boasts. But the Scattered had prepared. The last resistance would be hunted, erased, and forgotten. In the shattered city of New Vienna, beneath the crushed glass towers, every soldier, every overlord, every ship in the Armada was forced to watch the human story, their hopes, their dreams, their unity, even in defeat. In fallen skyways, they built something the Velari had never faced. A resistance made not from orders, but from hope. On board were the best of the Scattered pilots. Engineers, Marcus with his battered rifle, and Sarah herself, holding a small sphere filled with the last memories of Earth. Inside the command ship, they fought floor by floor, not with superior firepower, but with speed, misdirection, and the desperate determination of people with nothing left to lose. Among them was Captain Sarah Jinwentz, a starship engineer, now leader of a ragtag cell hidden in the city's bones. It was Teo who brought the news, panting, wide-eyed. After running the length of 2 collapsed districts to find Sarah and Marcus beneath the shattered metro, "They're coming," he gasped. "All of them, the final fleet. The Empire wants to finish us for good." Sarah listened, lips tight. Not with armies, but with knowledge, networks, and the stubborn, inventive courage that had always set humanity apart. "This is our home, and we are taking it back." Across the world, the message echoed, "We are alive." Images of Earth flooded the Velari networks, infecting their entire empire with the memory of what they had tried to destroy. She gathered the cell, passing out battered radios and faded maps, and spoke quietly. The plan was madness, a gamble on a hope, but it was all they had. First, Teo led a small team to the city's old grid, hacking into the Velari's command and control frequencies. Sarah moved among the people, encouraging, reminding, hugging those who needed it, joking with the frightened children. Across the stars, other conquered peoples heard the story of the Scattered and found the courage to resist. For the first time in years, hope had come home. Night fell as the first of the Empire's command drones swept the ruins, blaring surrender orders in 100 languages. The Scattered didn't surrender. Instead, as the command ship's broadcast reached its fever pitch, "Humanity, your time is over." Teo's hack pulsed across the entire planet into orbit and beyond. Then Sarah's voice filled the night, calm and strong. "We are the scattered, but not broken." The Velari commander sneered. "Enough sentiment. Begin the purge." Thousands of drones swept the streets, plasma rifles humming. But the scattered were ready. Marcus and his Marines led decoy squads, using hidden tunnels and ancient train lines to move civilians to safety. Teo's hacks didn't just disrupt comms. They turned Velari's own war machines against their masters, rerouting code and turning sentry bots into allies. Every rooftop, every alley, every ruined home hit a fighter, a saboteur, a survivor. Relaying coded the chaos, relaying coded messages through a network of resistance fighters all across Earth's shadowed cities. And in the sky, something new appeared. Dozens of old human satellites secretly reactivated, pulsing with the same message. "We are alive. You're one." The Velari fleet began to falter. Orders were lost in static. Fire support missed its targets. The command ship, in orbit, was suddenly alone. Its defense grid knocked out by a virus that Teo and his coder friends had seeded years before. Sarah's team, using a hidden launch tube, fired a single battered ship toward orbit, its hull patched with scrap, its engines barely holding together. The ship made it through the blockade on nothing but guts and luck. Sarah reached the command deck. The Velari admiral sneered, raising his weapon. "Cannot win. Your species is finished." She shook her head. "You never understood. You're not finished. We adapt. We endure. And we always fight for each other." She tossed the memory sphere. It pulsed with blue light, uploading a wave of code to the ship's core, the sphere's secondary purpose: to fry the ship's command systems, disabling its weapons and shields. Marcus knocked the admiral aside. Syra took the helm and broadcast her final message to the fleet. "Earth is not yours. Humanity stands together." The resistance fighters in every city rose at once. Civilians overwhelmed, stunned Velari squads. Drones fell from the sky. The Velari commander, facing mutiny, ordered retreat. Earth's skies filled with fleeing ships, while on the ground, cheers and tears mingled in the ruins. Ira, standing atop the command ship as it landed back in New Vienna, faced her people with a simple truth. "We won because we remembered who we are, not conquerors, not victims, but humans, builders, dreamers, fighters, friends." The victory didn't end all pain or loss, but it spread far beyond Earth. The Velari Empire began to crack, undone not by strength, but by the memory and unity of those they thought weak. And as the first sunrise in freedom lit the battered towers, Sarah smiled at her team, Mateo, Marcus, and all the survivors, knowing that